What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vcat. Welcome back to the channel, man. So if you clicked on this video, you might be an introvert like me, or just curious about how introverts make friends. Either way, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to be talking about how to make friends as an introvert, something that might seem impossible at first, but trust me, it's not. I'll also share a bit about my own journey, so you know you're not alone in this. Let's jump in. Okay, let me start by saying that I'm a proud introvert. You know, the kind of person who feels completely at home in their room, binge watching anime or playing video games for hours on end. And honestly, I love it. There's something so relaxing about sinking into a good show like Attack on Titan or My Hero Academia, or losing myself in a game like Dragon's Dogma or NBA 2K. It's my happy place. But here's the thing. Even though I'm perfectly content with my solo hobbies, I realize that sometimes it can feel pretty lonely. I mean, you can only talk to your favorite anime characters or the NPCs in your game for so long before you start wishing for some real life connections, right? You know, actual friends who can talk about the things you love, share experiences, and maybe even game or watch anime with you. So I decided to push myself out of my comfort zone and figure out how to make friends as an introvert. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. Some of the strategies that worked for me, and hopefully they'll help you too. Before we jump into the how, let's talk a little bit about why making friends can be so tough for us introverts. A lot of it boils down to energy. Being social takes a lot of mental and emotional energy, especially for introverts. We recharge by being alone, so spending time in big groups or constantly socializing can feel draining. And that's okay. It's just the way we're wired. Also, introverts tend to overthink things. We might wonder, what if I say something awkward? What if they think I'm weird for not talking much? These thoughts can make it even harder to take the first step and put ourselves out there. But here's the secret. A lot of those worries are in our heads. People aren't as focused on our every move as we think they are. And let's be real, everyone has their own insecurities. So we really need to stop letting fear and overthinking hold us back from making connections. Okay, now let's talk about how to actually make friends as an introvert. Step 1, start small. As an introvert, you don't have to dive into huge social events or become best friends with someone overnight. It's about baby steps. For me, this started by simply saying hi to people online. I started joining gaming communities and anime fan groups on Discord, Reddit, or even Twitter. These places are great because you can ease into conversations without the pressure of face-to-face interaction. And you know what? I realized that a lot of people in these communities are introverts too. We had common interests, which made it a lot easier to start a conversation. Pro tip, don't force a small talk. Instead, dive into topics you actually care about. Whether it's a specific game you're playing or a new anime you're watching, talk about things you love. It makes the conversation feel natural and less awkward. Speaking of online spaces, let's dive deeper into why they're so perfect for introverts. Online communities are golden for introverts. I'm talking about Discord servers, subreddits, and even Twitch streams where you can interact with people who share your passions. Being in these spaces gives you the ability to contribute when you're ready and at your own pace. You can comment on posts, join conversations, or even make friends without having to deal with all the anxiety that come with face-to-face interactions. I met some of my closest friends through gaming servers. We'd start by talking about a specific game, and slowly over time we'd talk about other things. Life, work, school, and even random stuff like our favorite foods or anime characters. Online interactions are way less intimidating than in-person meetups, which makes it a great place to start building your social confidence. Tip number 2, take advantage of shared interests. As introverts, we're often more comfortable with people who get us. When you already have something in common, like a love for anime or a passion for a certain video game, it makes it so much easier to bond. So how do you do this? Well, find spaces where people are talking about the things you love. Anime conventions, gaming tournaments, even local meetups for your favorite show or game are great places to start. You don't have to be the life of the party, but just showing up to an event where people are already talking about your favorite fandom can be the icebreaker you need. And trust me, people notice when you're genuinely passionate about something. If you ever found yourself talking with someone about a game or anime you love, you know how quickly that connection forms. You don't need to be outgoing and extroverted. Just be yourself. Talk about what excites you, and you'll find that other people will open up too. Now let's talk about something that's really important. Quality over quantity. As introverts, we don't need a lot of friends. Honestly, having a small circle of people who really understand you can be so much more rewarding than having tons of shallow connections. I found that as I've gotten older, I care less about being part of a big group and more about having a few genuine connections. Maybe it's just one person who shares your love for a specific anime, or someone who's always up for a Mario Kart session. Focus on finding people who make you feel comfortable and valued, not people who just drain your energy. Remember, deep connections matter more than having a bunch of acquaintances, and you don't have to be friends with everyone. You just need to find the right people who vibe with you. Finally, the last tip. Accept yourself and gently push past your comfort zones. Making friends as an introvert won't happen overnight, and that's totally fine. You don't have to change who you are to fit in, but sometimes you do have to step out of your comfort zone a little. Start with small social interactions, like commenting or a post or striking up a short conversation in a group chat. As you get more comfortable, you can slowly build up to meeting people in person if that feels right for you. The key here is consistency. Don't be hard on yourself if things don't click right away. Keep putting yourself out there, even if it's just a little bit at a time. Over time, you'll start to see those connections build, and you might just surprise yourself with how easy it is to be able to make friends when you're being true to yourself. Bonus tip. So this is something that I found that's really helped me as I've moved on with college and work, and that's just when you interact with people, just act like you're already friends. Use names. Talk to them in a tone where you're already familiar with them. And that little tip right there has made me be able to connect with so many people on a deeper level. And it kind of helps break the